Hey guys, hope you're doing great. So today, June 7th, tomorrow is actually going to be my mom's birthday, so I'm really happy to spend some time with her here in my country. So I'm going to be here in Lima, Peru for around 12 days more. So today, real quick, I'm going to discuss and solve some questions regarding to TRT issues. Most people sometimes have issues with the TRT protocol, but especially when they start adding stuff as Hcg, for example, or DHEA, among other kind of things. Today we're gonna solve some questions regarding to Hcg. Okay, so what we're gonna have is we're gonna have a ratio between total testosterone and estradiol. Cool. So what we're gonna do in order to increase our testosterone levels is gonna be adding testosterone. Testosterone in form of cream, in form of injections. Let's say injections. So we're gonna have injections, and on top of that, we're gonna have Hcg in this case. So Hcg is gonna help us to have enough intratesticular testosterone, so put back the testicles online. And that is going to also add some sort of testosterone as well. So in blood work, what we're going to have the testosterone that we're adding through the testosterone injections, and on top of that, the testosterone that we're adding through Hcg. Let's say we're starting with 140 per week, 3 times a week. We're going to do every other day, or we're going to do daily. Cool, whatever you decide. 140 milligrams. And after 6 weeks, you're going to be ideally in steady state. So you're going to check that again. You're going to see your levels, and according to that, you're going to micro adjust if it's needed. So you don't necessarily have to adjust after 6 weeks. Just if you need, you're going to try to adjust in order to improve the ratio, improve maybe sensations, among other stuff. But in this case, if we consider to add Hcg, we probably are going to need to reduce a little bit the amount of testosterone that you're applying through injections. Ideally, Hcg we're going to apply every other day or daily as well. So if you've been using 140, you're going to probably need to drop down a little bit, and I know, like 120, for example, or even 105 in some cases. So we're going to try to avoid have way more testosterone that we need. Otherwise, we're going to start converting to estradiol. So it's going to be a plus because we're going to add also intratesticular testosterone. It's going to help us to have an overall total amount of DHT as well. DHT is going to be important. The DHT ratio with estradiol in order to have not only good libido, but also good erection quality. Ideally, we're going to try to manage this without aromatase inhibitors. So estradiol have a narrow window where most people feel good. That window most of the times is between 25 to 35 picograms. So with that, if your testosterone levels are higher, let's say 1,100, 1,200, maybe you're going to be able to tolerate 40, 45, I will say. Beyond that, probably you're going to start having side effects, even if the testosterone levels are high. So close to 25 to 35, among exceptions, right? A little bit more, not ideally a little bit less than that. Hcg side effects. So basically the Hcg side effects, you're going to raise the estradiol. That's going to generate like all these kind of things, like loss of libido. Not only loss of libido, I will say that loss of erection quality. You're going to lose erection quality. You're going to probably have enough libido especially if the estradiol is around like a 45, 50, maybe even 40 in some cases. You're going to have enough libido, even good amount of libido, but erection quality, especially when you're having sex, the erection quality is not going to be the best. High blood pressure, this is also pretty aligned to high levels of estradiol. Cannot tolerate Hcg. Usually it's not that the people cannot tolerate Hcg. It's not, as the quotes say, it's not the portion, it's the dose. So if you're starting with 500 every other day, or in some cases even 250 is too much for some people. So you have to be conscious about how much hcg are you going to add on top of your testosterone? And also, if you are considering adding DHEA as supplement is going to raise DHEA sulfatate in blood work, and that also is going to raise what? It's going to raise estradiol as well. It's not that the people cannot tolerate hcg, it's the dose, the overall dose. How many guys on long-term TRT do not use hcg? I've been seeing a lot of guys that they don't use hcg and they say that they feel fine, but I will say that they can even feel better, especially because you put the testicles back online and you generate that intratesticular testosterone that you don't have that feeling just using testosterone, I will say. In most of the cases, it's better to add hcg as well. It's like something is gonna be missing within your protocol. hcg for libido issues on TRT also helps. hcg successfully gave me my fertility back after TRT may be infertile. Of course, TRT is not proportional to fertility. We have to keep that in mind, guys. Even if you add hcg, if you add TRT plus hcg low dose, still is going to be some sort of issues regarding to fertility. If you want to focus on fertility, you have to discuss with a health professional to see what is your particular profile, I will say, even in this case. And according to that, maybe get rid of the TRT and you just use hcg and hmg, or maybe, I don't know, kind of manipulate in such a way that we prioritize the fertility. In my case, in my blood work, the testosterone is usually over 1,000. But the thing is like, okay, testosterone is over 1,000, but because I have my fat percent around 10, 12, I don't have really much conversion from that amount of testosterone to estradiol. So sometimes my estradiol is around 20, 22. So what I usually do is like add hcg on top. So my testosterone is getting a little bit higher than that, not too high, but also I can raise my estradiol until the point where I feel better, where it's around 25 to 35. Last week I just did a blood work before travel to Peru. I did it in Hong Kong. And let's say if I get rid of the hcg, my testosterone is going to get a little bit lower, but also my estradiol is going to get lower. Probably it's going to be in the zone that I don't really feel overall benefits of my protocol. Okay, let's do one more. TRT with, without hcg, your experiences, please. In my case, my experience is way better with hcg. It's better in my case, and a lot of my clients actually, and friends, at hcg in a conservative dose, on top of your TRT protocol. Guys, if you are struggling to dial in, well, we got the course here. The course is full. Here in services, you guys can see the services that I have available in order to help you out. In this case, with online coaching. So it's like a 16 weeks online coaching. You can click in here and you can have information about how this service looks like. And also we have the consultation. This is a one-time consultation. So how this usually works is like, I'm going to ask you to complete the integrative health form in order to get some important information from you guys. Probably if you didn't get any blood work in the last 6 months, in the last year, I'm going to ask you to do a comprehensive blood work. But if you usually are doing your blood work as you should, every 3 months, every 6 months, if you're natural, you don't have much here and there changes and stuff regarding to your lifestyle, diet or exercise. So I'm going to let you know exactly the biomarkers that you have to check. We're going to have the consultation. I'm going to let you know how is your body performing at these points. We're going to align that information with the integrative health form, and I'm going to give you right away the initial directions. If you guys have issues with this, or maybe you're just looking for a basic transformation, you're dealing with your TRT protocol, you would like to optimize your health and performance, we can have a consultation and I give you my point of view, suggestions, all the information that I've been getting in the last 15 years regarding to hormone optimization, fitness, nutrition, training, and lifestyle optimization. And you guys can book me in a minute. At the moment, I'm having discounts, so I'm having a discount codes. It's going to be until 15 of this month. We're talking about June of 2026. Well, guys, hope this helps. Let's keep in touch.